This is Jeopardy! Today's contestants are Player 1, Player 2, Player 3, and now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny. Hi, everyone. Welcome aboard. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. For this game, the categories are as follows. The Old Country, Literary Characters, Parts of Speech, Steve Martin Movies, Countries by Newspaper, and Busy as a Beaver. Player 1, you start us off. Here's Kelly. She'll show you.
Shown here on the upper right, it changed its name in 1935.
Okay, Player 1. Use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direction on the plus control pad. Good. You again, Player 1. It was Siam until 1939. Yes, Player 1. That's correct. Player 1, pick again. Until 1972, it was Ceylon. It's Player 1. Yes. We return to you, Player 1. It was the Khmer Republic from 1970 until 1975. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good for you. Please pick again, Player 1. Until 1975, it was the Malagasy Republic. Yes, Player 1. Correct. Select again. In A Christmas Carol, the ghost of this dead partner is the first spirit to visit Scrooge. Player 2. Yes. Player 2. Back in A Scandal in Bohemia and other early stories, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle gave this physician a wife, Mary Morstan. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1. And I'll hand it off to Kelly.
John Tenniel depicted this Lewis Carroll title character in 1865.
It's Player 1. Yes. Player 1. You pick. The invaders in this H.G. Wells novel are described as having tentacles and a peculiar V-shaped mouth. Okay, Player 2. Correct. Choose again, Player 2. It's the Daily Double. You're in second right now. Please enter your wager. Answer this. Ivan Petrovich Voynitsky is the title character of this 1899 Chekhov play. Good. We return to you, Player 2. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream. That's the thing to do. Dream. It's Player 1. Right. Please pick again, Player 1. Rodney Dangerfield said, "When I was born, I was so ugly, the doctor slapped my mother." Ugly. Okay, Player 3. Good. Player 3, back to you. I killed a man in Reno just to watch him die. In... Yes, Player 3. That is correct. You again, Player 3. We know you're very smart, but are you smart enough to know? Very. Player 1? You are correct. You get to pick again, Player 1. So when you're happy, hooray, or sad, aw, or frightened, eek, or mad, rats. Hooray, aw, eek, rats. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's right, way to go. Player 1, pick again. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase were these title characters of a 1986 comedy. It's Player 1. Right. Select again. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Steve Martin told him, "Those aren't pillows." Okay, Player 2. Hey, you're right. Player 2, back. This 1987 comedy in which Steve played Fire Chief C.D. Bales was based on Cyrano de Bergerac. Yes, Player 2. That's correct. Player 2, you pick. Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt are the parents of an extremely large brood in this 2003 remake. Let's hear it, Player 1. That is correct. Choose again, Player 1. Queen Latifah wreaks havoc on the life of straight-laced lawyer Steve Martin in this 2003 comedy. Player 3. You got it. Select again. The Sydney Morning Herald, the Queensland Independent. Okay, Player 2. Right you are. Player 2. Pick the Shizuoka Shimbun, the Nikkan Ubejiho. Let's hear it, Player 3. Yep. Player 3, back to Avanti, Il Messaggero. Player 3. That is correct. Choose again, Player 3. Haaretz, Ma'ariv. It's Player 2. Yes. You get to pick again, Player 2. Jyllands-Posten, Politiken. Yes, Player 1. Right you are. Player 1, back to you. Beavers have 6 of these on their heads in 2 sets of 3. One is transparent and helps in swimming underwater. Player 2. Yes. We return to you, Player 2. This 5-letter beaver home may have separate entrances and a carpeted floor. Hopefully no elks. Okay, Player 3. That's correct. You again, Player 3. Of 1, 5, or 15, the rough maximum number of minutes a beaver can hold its breath underwater. It's Player 3. Good for you. Please pick again, player Natural 3. Enemies of the beaver include bobcats, coyotes, and this glutton associated with Michigan. Let's hear it, player 2. Right. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. The coat of arms of this company, founded in 1670, displays 4 furry beavers. Yes, player 2. You are correct. Player 3, you're going first in Double Jeopardy, and we'll start that round right after this break. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one: Sports Joes, Martial Arts, Inventors and Inventions, Make No Mistake, B+, and the 1930s. Player 3, you go first in this Double Jeopardy round. In a nice 2-year run, he married Marilyn in 1954 and was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in '55. Let's hear it, player 1. That is correct. Player 1, you pick. Richard Nixon's enemies list included Jane Fonda and this New York Jets quarterback. It's player 1. Yeah. Good. You again, player 1. In 1973, George Foreman grilled this smokin' guy, knocking him down 6 times in 2 rounds. Yes, player 1. Yeah, good. Player 1. In 1908, troubled by blisters, this outfielder played in his stocking feet. Player 1. Yeah! That's correct. Player 1, back to you. Yeah! Answer. The first of the daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. So, what's your wager? Okay, here is the clue. In 1950, he became an assistant coach for Penn State football. In '66, he took over as head coach. That puts you even further ahead. Player 1, you pick again, please. In the West, the ninja combat weapons known as shuriken are called throwing these. Okay, player 3. Right.
Yeah!
Choose again, player 3. In karate, a hiji is a strike with this body part. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean? Let's hear it, player 2.
Yeah!
Hey, you're right. Player 2, back to you. The folding Filipino fighting knife called a balisong is also known by this insect name. Player 2. Yep. Please pick again, player 2. Krav Maga is the official self-defense system of this Mideast country's defense forces. Okay, player 3. Good.
Yeah!
Select again. A bokken and a shinai are 2 types of swords used in this Japanese martial art, whose name means Way of the Sword. Yes, player 2. Yes. You get to pick again, player 2. Walter Deemer with the Fleer Company invented the first commercially successful type of this chewing gum in 1928. It's player 2. Correct. We return to you, player 2. In 1879, James A. Ritty invented this machine, and retailers have been ringing up sales ever since. Yes, player 1. Right. Player 1. In 1798, this cotton gin inventor began using a system of interchangeable parts to make muskets for the U.S. government. It's player 1. You got it. You get to pick again, player 1. In 1938, chemist Roy Plunkett invented polytetrafluoroethylene, a non-stick substance better known as this. Let's hear it, player 2. That's it. Player 2. Pick again. Martha Costin invented the Costin This, a device for signaling at sea, in the 1850s. Okay, player 3. That's right. Way to go. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. In Roman myth, Nenia, whose name means dirge, presided over these ceremonies. Player 1. Correct. Player 1. Back. In Egyptian myth, the god Khnum made humans on a potter's wheel, using silt from this river. It's player 2. That's it. We return to you, player 2. In a Botticelli painting, Zephyrus, the west wind, is blowing this full-figured newborn to shore. Player 2. Hey, you're right. Please pick again, player 2. This god of earthquakes called Rhea Mom and spent a lot of time in the water. Okay, player 1. That's correct. Select again. In Wagner's Ring Cycle, this Norse god is known as Donner. Yes, player 2. You are correct. You again, player 2. Shoeless. Let's hear it, player 1. Yeah, right you are. Choose again, player 1. It's 1 over par on a hole of golf. Yes, player 3. Yes. Player 3, back to you. It speaks to Moses in Exodus 3. Player 3. Yep. Player 3, you pick again. Answer, the second daily double. Player 3, you are currently in last place. You need to select your wager. Here is your daily double clue. Able to speak both Spanish and English. Congratulations, you've moved up to second place. We return to you, player 3. This type of drug relaxes the smooth muscles in the airways, causing them to open. Okay, player 1. Right. You get to pick again, player 1. W.H. Auden wrote of this Civil War-torn country, "History to the defeated may say, alas, but cannot help nor pardon." It's player 3. That is correct. Choose again, player 3. As the Depression hit Europe, this figure in Belgium went from 5.4% in 1930 to 23.5% in 1932. Let's hear it, player 1. Yeah! Good. Please pick again, player 1. Melvin Purvis gained fame, more than Hoover liked, as head of the FBI's office in this city. Okay, player 1. Yeah! Correct. Player 1. In August of 1939, Germany signed a non-aggression pact with this nation. It's player 1. Good for you. Here's the $2,000 clue. In 1932, he said Huey Long and Douglas MacArthur were the two most dangerous men in the country. Yes, player 2. That's correct. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. Everything depends on Final Jeopardy, of course, so let's take a look at the category, shall we? Midwest Topography. You need to select your wager. Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Let's take a look at the last clue. This state has the largest sand dunes complex in the United States, just north of a river named for its flatness. Let's see your response. And that correct response will add... What did you put as your response? With that correct response, you will gain... What did you say? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? Ooh. This makes you our new champion, player 1. So congratulations. So long, everybody.